Balagwe, my son. About his disappearance, you talk of exile. About his death, you talk of findings. About the killings, massacre and genocide, you talk of madness, insanity and disturbances. About his bones, you talk of nothing. Balagwe, what exactly happened to my son? What scandalous crime did he do? What an unforgivable sin did he commit? How did he become the enemy of the state at the age of 16? For he was hunted down by the state agents, the 5th Brigade, who had no sixth sense, the common sense. Mangingalwi, hachikambi kangelwi, ufuthi luchekelo luphetheyo, where is my son, Balagwe? Kamandama mine disaster in Wankeleti 70s gave an explanation. Marikana in Lokvele Mzansi gave an apology. Mass graves in Nyatsonya and Chimoyo have a blueprint history. Balagwe, why are you silent about my son who disappeared in 1984? Balagwe, I am back from beyond, bellowing like a bulldozer in blatant quest for the facts. Back from the vessels of fear, vomiting taboos in violent quest for the evidences. Back from dungeons of self-exile, demanding definite therapies to my souls. Back from the refugee camps, ravenously charging like a buffalo against the bad tastes of state leaders. Back from hiding, back from undercover, never alone, and Balagwe, now I am at 90. I need to know before I go to meet my ancestors. Where is my son? Where is my son, Balagwe? Balagwe, where is my son? When hell at Entumbane demobilization camps broke loose, it was me and never my son. You went after my son at school, burned down the Ndebele school and abducted the Ndebele speaking species. Till today, Balagwe, nothing has been said about my son's whereabouts. Balagwe, why threaten me when I call your name? Why harass when I question the whereabouts of my son, uncle of mine? Where is my blood? Where is the heir to my throne? In Dalifa Yomuzongo Wami. Where is Itolo Lesilo, son of Masibi, son of Chababa? Gingagai Gubaba Mkulu, Gazise, Wadwayinu Mtanami, Balagwe. Kukuraundi, why talk about the silence when my son died screaming in excruciating agony? Kukuraundi, why talk about dissidentry when you devoured a 16-year-old school boy in a khaki school uniform and a brown school bag in his hand? Kukuraundi, the Kukurahuns refuse to heal. No traditional healer can doctor a wound whose cause is unknown. No prescription can be given without proper facts. And what exactly happened to Balagwe? I see mass graves and mines turned into grave sites. Anyway, where is my son, Balagwe? Balagwe, my mind trembles tremendous like a drilling machine when it does somersaults back to the past. When I played back the horrific motion pictures of pregnant village women whose stomachs were opened like that and the little thing falling down. When I revisit the apartments of my past visions at the back of my mind, seeing people being fragmented into a hut and that hut set on fire. When I vividly remember, as if it were yesterday, how the 5th Brigade sent the wave of icy terror across the entire Antelope mine. Balagwe, I can't remember my son. I can't be reminded about my son. Where is my son, Balagwe? Your big belly consumed my brilliant child. His brilliance perhaps buried alive or bent into piles of ashes. His dreams devoured by dungeons of the depths. I ask those who commandeered the red-barretted, bloodthirsty human zombies, those who came far east ready to feast on the people from the south. They took my son in the heart of the afternoon and never seen again. Balagwe, kunyamalala inkosi lopengula, hathi usana lami. I am 90 now. Before I go to meet my ancestors, Balagwe, tell me, who was mad? Who was disturbing? What was being disturbed? And what is the compensation? His bones still lie somewhere undisturbed, perhaps undiscovered. Balagwe, imbuzo kayi kuphela. Where is my son? Where is my son? Where is my son? My son, my son, my son.